in that research, they also say, okay, now these are the top 4 things that employers looking for. These are the top 4 things that young job seekers think that they should have. So you just said it: critical thinking, communication skill, and blah blah, and all that. So you see the mismatch.
So I think now with all that you shared, right, we are running a lot into quite scary pool in the future, especially if I'm a candidate, right, going for a job. Right? I gotta think of bots, I gotta think of key terms in resumes. Yeah, I have to think of now how do I manage expectations. So many things to think about. It's gonna probably scare me. And on top of that, I'm entering the work through, this pandemic era where it's like semi-virtual, semi-hybrid. I'm not even sure some of us are going to start work, haven't been to office and things like that. So what are maybe 1 or 2 key ways a candidate can better prepare for all kinds of funny challenges they're going to be facing?
Okay, so well, at the end of the day, it's basically the candidate, the individual themselves. What they can prepare is to plan for your career. And when I say plan, it's actually planning on how to build your set of values and your soft skills rather than collecting your hard skills. Stuff like technical, all your education and stuff like that, those are hard skills. But what's actually valuable in today's crazy world, right, is actually the soft skill. It trumps all academic results, for example, right? So some of the values that, employers are looking for in young job seekers especially, right, is a couple of things really. Hardworking, being honest, discipline, and commitment. And I didn't say this. This is basically a statement that is backed up by a study done by Kazana Research Institute.
That's all. Don't need critical thinking, emotional intelligence, leadership.
Exactly, right? So in that research, they also say, okay, now these are the top 4 things that employers looking for. These are the top 4 things that young job seekers think that they should have. So you just said it: critical thinking, communication skill, and blah blah, and all that. So you see the mismatch.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah. And so you realize, I mean, if you happen to actually speak to some of the companies who's hiring, right? What do they say about young job seekers? They say, yeah, these people during the interview can tell me that they can do anything. All of them are just not honest. When they come in, only they became the tofu quality. It just disintegrates like that, right? So they call them, so they call them, very nasty lah. They call them liars lah, not honest lah, with stuff like that. But I truly think it's not because the job seekers actually want to lie about it. I honestly think that it's because of the mismatch of an expectation, right? Yeah. Nobody told them that, hey, you need to do this within the first 30 days, yeah? Hey, you need to do this in the next 1 quarter. You need to achieve this, right? So as a result, okay, you start to miss your target. The typical journey when you enter the company, right? You miss your target, then you feel a little bit self-doubt, right? Before you know it, you are like down in the pits already. You're doing that crisis. So yeah, so that's for the first 6 months. So a lot of people within the first 6 months feeling lost and all that, some of them would actually exit from the company. But if you're listening out there, fresh grads today, just make sure that you just bite the bullet lah, whatever it is, you just hang on and try to make things work. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel, no problem. In the next 6 months or so, just bite the bullet and just move on. Yeah. So again, it's mismatch of the expectations lah on both sides. That is the cost to this.
I think that's where both ways come in. I know from a candidate perspective, is also to really don't try to oversell what you cannot deliver. And then also from company's perspective, also just be very upfront what are the things that they will be going through. So I think one final thing I'd like to add before I pass to Asfar is that for all the candidates out there, right? When you go for interview, there's a question called the final question, right? What would you, the employers will ask me anything, what would you like to know? You can use that question to ask what are some of the expectations you would want from me when I enter the workforce. So that way, if you're wondering how to align this key expectation without sounding too obvious, put in a new interview.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, settled.
Yeah, have to voice out like even for the job seekers. I mean, even you're fresh grad or whatsoever, right? It's
Yeah.
okay, like Mallory said, to ask the question, ask the right question and all that. Don't be shy. I mean, if you're gonna be shy, you're gonna have to face, the music lah when you start
Right.
when you start work. Yeah.